It's here! We finally have the first preview of the brand new Space Marine rules. I'm not much of a rule person, but of course it's Space Marines. I love talking about Space Marines, everything about Space Marines, as you probably guessed by now. I will confirm right at the start that they have nerfed Oath of Moment. They've taken the greatest thing that ever happened to the Space Marines, well, bar Primarchs, and they've turned it against us, brothers. But anyway, let's jump in, let's look at the rules, and let's get waffling. Now, as always, I'm just going to go through the article over here, and we're going to read it together. I'm going to react to it and stuff like that. But these are the big changes now that are coming for Space Marines. So as you can see, new detachment rules in the codex. Space Marines get the first look at the first company and Firestorm assault forces. There's a bunch of new detachments. I know Auspex, I won't say leaked. Auspex rumored the Anvilus force the other day. I know that's real from my sources, but I've been asked not to share that as of yet. But there's a bunch of stuff in there. Basically, what you're going to be getting is a force designed for every single chapter, but it's not specific to those chapters. Like the Anvilus one is designed for the Imperial Fist, but Ultramarines can take it, Raven Guard can take it, White Scars can take it. It's just the way that GW are changing things where everyone can take whatever they want now. So it starts with the next Codex Space Marines is almost ready for the release. By the way, people asking when is it going to be for release? I've heard October the 14th. October the 7th is supposed to be the pre-order date, and October the 1st is when they're going to announce it on the Warhammer community article, so look out for that one. 6 new detachments join the Gladius task force, adding opportunities for characterful thematic forces specializing in vanguard troops, light assaults, and close range firepower. Just like we said, everyone's getting a little bit of flavor. There is a video here, but I'm not going to go into that yet. I'll maybe do that on stream later on tonight and we can react to it and stuff. But the big thing here right now, it says, but first, the major update, Oath of Moment. The Oath of Moment army rule is changing. You still select one unit each turn to be the target. So you still select like an enemy, like a Hive Tyrant or something like that. But the way it's changing, it says in the article, hit rolls against them is the only thing you do now. You take away the hit and the wound roll. Before, you get to reroll all hits, all wounds. That's gone out the window. You only reroll hit rolls now. I will say this, you know, Bitter Rack is coming out. Perturabo Rack. How dare they? I just wanted to build some roads. I think Space Marines are still not in a good place on the tabletop. Like, if you look at the stats, Space Marines are not really up there. So taking away this, for the majority of the Space Marine players, I don't really understand why they've done that. I know they'll probably say maybe in the competitive scene and stuff like that. I'm just speculating at this point. I've always said though, there's certain people in the competitive scene that will always break something, and the people that always end up suffering of it is people like me and you. You know, the casual type of players. I'm not saying that all competitive players are bad. Mikey at Hellstorm, how dare you break everything? No, he's a great guy. But Oath of Moment, can't really understand why they've done that. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Was it really that bad? I know people I played against was like, oh my god, that's so broken, but not really when you look at what your army can do. Like, that is literally the only tool that Space Marines had in their arsenal for the Gladius Strike Force. So yeah, it's a kind of a strange one for me, and I don't really understand it. Anyway, moving on. Let's look at the First Company Task Force. First Company, how about that? You know, white trim, balls out. We are here to claim we are the veterans of the Space Marines. I love kind of what they're trying to bring to the tabletop with having like these detachments. But in a way, I'm a bit sad that I've lost some flavor to my army. Like, I used to love exploding sixes for my Imperial Fist, and not knowing that we're not going to get that again and everyone else can kind of have what I have does take a little bit of personality away. I can see both sides of the coin, but yeah, I prefer the other coin where I get specific Imperial Fist stuff. This detachment gives you the great opportunity to get more out of the shiny new Terminators, Stern Guard veterans coming out alongside the Codex, as well as all units as Blade Guard veterans, Vanguard veterans, their unique rule, extremist level threat. So you can see here, detachment room, extremist level threat once per battle in your command phase. You can use this ability if you do until the start of your next command phase. Each time a model from your army with the Oath of Moment ability makes an attack that target your Oath of Moment target, you can reroll the wound roll instead. So basically, if you take First Company, you can, the way I'm reading it there, you can either select to reroll the hit roll or select to reroll the wound roll. So it's kind of like Oath of Moment back to front now. So you do the hits or you do the wounds. It's entirely up to you if you're taking the First Company stuff. I am a bit, like, I know First Company is aimed at like Blade Guard veterans and Vanguard veterans and Terminators and stuff like that. But what about tanks? You can have like tanks in your First Company and stuff, like veteran tank crew and everything like that. Do they get this or not? Or is it only the people who, lore-wise, have like the white helmets and all that funky ability? That's going to be interesting to see how they expand on that. And the next bit says 3 of the 4 enhancements. Iron Resolve, which gives characters the Feel No Pain 5+ ability. Okay, that's pretty nice. What's this? Is this an Iron Hands First Company? We're all Iron Hands now. Oh my god, are we all losers? Allow a model to extend his own boost to the entire squad once per game. Their experience keeps them cool under pressure, and the enemy charges find their attacks blunted by their legendary fortitude. So again, Adeptus Astartes Terminator model only. The bearer has the Feel No Pain +5 ability once per battle after the bearer is after the bearer's unit is selected as a target of one or more attacks. The bearer can use this enhancement if it does until the end of that phase. Basically, to sum it up, it says you can use it once as a Terminator, and you get a 5+ Feel No Pain and your 4+ invulnerable save. That's it. So a 2-4-5, so a 2-5-4 kind of situation. Legendary Fortitude, again, when can you use this? This is a stratagem. By the way, if they haven't made it clear in the article, I'll say it right now from what I've heard from sources, is that each detachment comes with its own stratagems, as you can probably see here now. So the Anvilus will get its own stratagems, like the Salamander base one, the Raven Guard base one, the Ultramarine base one. They'll all get their own stratagems that you can only use with those detachments. So this one, when can you use it? Your opponent's charge phase just after the enemy unit ends a charge. Target 1 Adeptus Astartes Terminator Blade Guard Veteran Squad, Stern Guard Veteran Squad, or Vanguard Veteran Squad unit from your army with an engagement range of an enemy unit. The effect it gives until the end of that turn, each time an attack is allocated to a model in your unit should subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. So if it's doing damage 3, it does damage 2. Does damage 2, does damage 1. If it does damage 1, it's still damage 1, because that's the way that Games Workshop do their rules. You're not going to like blunt a complete attack. So you're never going to receive 0 wounds if it manages to wound you and you fail your save roll. Next up is the Firestorm Assault Force. And as you can see, it looks like this one is aimed at the Salamanders. Well, it seems to be. Their detachment rule is close range eradication, grants the assault keyword to all weapons, letting units advance without losing their ability to shoot. Once they get close enough, an extra pip of strength puts many weapons over critical thresholds of damage. This is what I was saying on my stream the other day. From what I was hearing from my sources, the Salamander one seems to be the most powerful one because of the assault ability and the extra strength on weapons. Like, I'm sure there's people out there, like, I'm sure all specs is like mathematic in this, like what can you take and link up and stuff like that. I'm sure you can take an absolute deadly force where you can literally put them up the board as fast as possible and do extra damage with, extra strength weapons. So close range eradication is the first one. So this is the detachment rule. Range weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes models from your army have the assault ability. If people don't know what the assault ability is, it means you can still move, advance, and shoot. That's the way it works in Warhammer 40,000. And each time an attack is made with such a weapon targets a unit within 12 inches, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. Again, I think that is pretty decent. I think if you pair that with the right force, you can probably bring a lot of damage onto your foes. Like Eradicators, it mentions down here. Eradicators, strength 10 melter rifles, do much better job. Eradicators are fantastic anyway, because at this moment in time with Eradicators, you get to reroll all your hit rolls, all your wound rolls, and all your damage rolls against vehicle and monster units. So if you're going against like big scary demons, or you're going against like a tank force and everything like that, you can really start bringing the pain with your Eradicators, and of course it's all D6 damage, and if you're within 12 inches, I think it's D6 plus 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. While you're that close, you might be able to crack a few heads with boosted melee weapons on your fighter characters. Yep, again, War Tempest Artifice. It says here, having laboured long in the chapter's forges, Warrior Smiths has crafted his personal arrangements. Each weapon is a masterwork tool of death-dealing raw, and man, I love all the lore things. Basically, depth to start his infantry model, only add 3 to the weapon's strength characteristic of the bearer's melee weapon. Blade Guard? Anyone? Or is that if I've read this right before, I think it does apply to any, well, it says it here, Adept Astartes infantry. So Blade Guard, ladies and gentlemen, getting them in a Land Raider, going up, assaulting from the Land Raider, big full squad. I have a Judicator, a Judicia, I call them Judicators, added to that, always fighting first. You can really start bringing the pain. Again, little things going off in my mind. Meta-Rack is coming out. It also says it's great for Outriders and Invader ATVs, which, by the way, you're going to be getting in the Christmas box set. I'm going to be doing the Christmas contents box set this week, probably Wednesday, talking about every single thing in the Space Marine, Orc, etc. box sets, because a lot of people have been asking what you actually get in there. But the Space Marine one is all about fast attack. It's about the jump assault intercessors, ATVs, Outriders, and stuff like that. So definitely look forward to that. Gladius Task Force. Right, here we go. Returning to the fold with the same enhancement stratagems, combat doctrines, detachment ability. The Armor of Contempt stratagem is now found across all 7 Space Marine detachments. Okay, so you can take Armor of Contempt with everything. When can you use it? Your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, just after the enemy unit has selected its target. One Adept Astartes unit from your armor that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacking units until the end of the phase. Each time an attack targets your unit, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. Again, it goes back. If it's 3, go to 2. If it's 2, it goes to 1. If it's 1, well, does it go to 0? I'm not too sure. We'll see. I'm sorry. Rules. There's probably rules people saying, "God damn it, Valrak, you don't do rules. Stop it." But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Wound rerolls were previously hard to find out. Wound rerolls were previously hard to find outside Oath of Moment. Okay, were they? Weren't for me. Yeah, I'm excited for Space Marine stuff. To be fair with you, some of the lore that I've heard about in the new Space Marine codex is going to be spectacular. I've heard that the Lion is mentioned in the new Space Marine codex. I've heard there's a new planet siege war that's going on with certain chapters and stuff like that. There's a lot of interesting things I'm hearing at the moment, and I can't wait to make those videos and start talking about it. But until then, I'm going to leave you here. Give me your thoughts, feedback, anything like that. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me what you think. Oh, for the moment is now gone. Is this the saddest of time? Boyos. But yeah, leave your thoughts, feedback in the comment section, and we'll have a nice little talk down there. See ya. Have a great day, and bye-bye.